Hello and welcome back to the Nasty Metal Production channel, your YouTube, and welcome to another album review. Today's review is for the fourth full-length album from Spanish thrash metal band Agresiva, and it's titled El Fin de la Razón. Now, I went and threw this title through the Google Translator, and it translates to the end of reason. So, before I really get into any of the album, I definitely should go into a little bit of the backstory, like a formation and so on. Agresiva are based out of Madrid, Spain, and were formed in 2008. And again, this is their fourth full-length album. Their very first album, that's titled Eternal Foe, was released back in 2012. Definitely early within the 2010s. So, now definitely got time to, right here, just go into the album itself. Says it was just a really brief rundown. So, El Fin de la Razón was released on January 31st and was released through Minotaur Records. Now, Minotaur Records are actually one of the are a label that are based out of Italy and were definitely one of the longest running metal labels out of Italy. One of the most longest running labels, and was definitely at one point was home for Strodnov Fist, or at least the label that definitely gave that band the push and everything, and releases from their stuff beforehand, and which is very, very cool. And the fact that again, this Spanish thrash metal band is signed to one of the most longest running Italian metal labels is just really cool. So the album here, of course, it's about 12 songs and clocks in at 40 minutes at 50 seconds. So where do I completely start? I think beforehand, if it wasn't for one of the members of Slow Burn, I definitely probably wouldn't have completely given this album a chance, because this is actually a really pretty good, I don't know if I want to call it a thrash metal album. They get billed as a thrash metal band. I think maybe their earlier material might have been more thrash metal based, but this album does have plenty of thrashy riffs and thrash metal stuff, but this one really tends to really mix in more of a speed metal or traditional heavy metal influence and style into this album, and it's really cool. So definitely get into here. The album opens up with a 1 minute and 20-second somber acoustic piece that is titled Prelude, which of course it translates to Prelude, but I mean, if you were to look on Metal Archives, since it's in Spanish, it gives you that. You should definitely, it would at least be apparent what it's titled. That leads into this blistering second track that translates to Soul Slayer. It's a blistering speed metal fret burner. That's a great track here. Third track, Perdition, another fast-paced track that has some hooky riffs here. La Bestia, which translates to the Beast, starts slow and somber for busting into a killer speed metal romp. Track 7, which translates to Win or Lose, a 3 minute and 42-second track, has so many tempo and style changes. It's quite impressive. It's definitely another one of those songs that really just jumped out at me with it when listening to this album. It's definitely a cool track here. Track 8, which translates to Bury the Past, is another killer track. Track 11, which is titled La Fuga, which also translates to The Fugue, is a 3 minute and 20-second instrumental shredder that starts with the audio sample piece, and finally the album ends with a 33-second vocal piece that's titled, Epilogue. That's what at least translates. So here again, you got 12, at least 9, I believe, maybe 9 or 10 actual songs that has plenty of great tempo changes, and is also constructed well and everything. It's just crazy how they were able to really construct a lot of this, because again, there's plenty of different riff changes and so on with this. Most of these songs, again, most of these songs really don't really go past the 4-minute mark at least. Some may be a little over 4 minutes, some be at least a little under 4 minutes. The quickest songs, or at least the more shorter songs on here, or the not so longer songs here, at least are almost within under 3 minutes. It's really something, and yet these songs have so many fucking tempo changes and changes within from either slow, fast, or at least being twisted more somber and dark, or more acoustic pieces before breaking into more heavier, just back to being in real metal business. Is just something that is really impressive with this album. I definitely should also give some props to also singer Samuel, who really is one of your again, not your typical thrash metal singer. He's definitely has more of a melodic voice to him, very much not unlike some other your 80s speed metal bands, like for example, maybe Anthrax, for an example, or maybe Heathen, or some of those kind of bands, as to give you an example. It's definitely just real cool and everything, and it just adds to the dynamics of this album. So with that, my score, it's a 8.20 out of 10. It's definitely a solid fucking album from beginning to end. Again, it's a very tight album. A lot of great, just constructed so well. So with that, if you were definitely, I bet you were definitely new to this band. If you're a fan of, again, just great, good, just a solid speed thrash metal, or just straight up good heavy metal in general, there's really nothing on here that I don't think you would not like. It's a very solid album. I definitely recommend. And if you want to look to get in this physical, and I know that plenty of the ones that are at least subscribed to me definitely like to buy their stuff physically, and especially on vinyl. This is getting a vinyl, limited edition color red pressing on May 29th through the label Clifford Steel. But again, it is on released through CD, through, of course, again, the Italian-based cult metal label Minotauro. So with that, I hope you all enjoyed this. Every Thrash Eyed Sam out, and I'll see you all later. Take care, everyone.